All right. Hey, good morning, I think. Let's go. By the way, Cloudflare is down. I just noticed that. I do hope that GitHub is still working. We'll have to see about that. Good morning, folks. Say hi in chat if you're here. Oh, yeah, Cloudflare is down. Enough. Let me. Okay, no, this is good. This is good. It's look. That's Cloudflare right now. That's like what, twice in 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah, not a good sign. And yep. I don't know what people are saying on. Oh yeah, and down detector is down as well because it's using Cloudflare. This might be interesting. Down detect down. Is down detector down? Awesome. Absolutely insane. Oh, Heaven, you're here. Cloudflare is causing us tens of thousands in outages. Yeah, how, like, is everything all right there? I reckon this might not be the perfect time to stream, or maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. By the way, what did you think of my thumbnail? Isn't that nice? Maybe I should actually change it to say Cloudflare is down. Oh, you know what? Let's do it like this. Actually, let's. Something to watch while Cloudflare is down. That's better, right? Yeah, it seems. I do wonder. Yeah, I actually really hope that GitHub stays online. So yeah, I had someone tell me in the comments, by the way, that my code should be larger than this. So today we're doing it. No. And they also told me that I had to use a dark color scheme. I don't know what you folks are thinking about that. So, oh yeah, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, that's gonna be good for the stream. I'm not gonna use a dark color scheme, folks. I'm gonna stick with light. You better deal with it. Turn down the brightness of your screen if you have problems with it, because that's better for your eyes. Let me just do this one more time before we're really starting the stream. But go to what's my channel here? Search for PHP annotated light, and well, it's not that. Okay, no, don't search for light color. Then watch that video, okay, if you disagree. Undef actually here. I love white color schemes. You have convinced me with that video. It's so annoying that the pop-ups. Yeah. So, exactly. I have a terrible cough as well. Wait a second. So, yeah, no, we're sticking with light. Deal with it. Let's see. So, what did we want to do today? We're actually going to continue where we left off yesterday. I didn't touch the code anymore. I think some tests were failing. If you have no clue what this is about, then I'll try to keep you in the loop. Try to explain some things while I'm coding. I'm like super bad at doing that, so we'll see where we end. But we had a really cool coding session yesterday. Did some very deep diving, and eventually the problem was very easy to solve. But yeah, that's usually what happens with these kinds of things, doesn't they? Don't they? Wow, English, yeah. Folks on YouTube, say hi as well if you're here. Just wave for a second. It's always nice to know who's following along. I did make some changes now to the YouTube chat. Yeah, and see, this is what I like. There is a lot less latency now. I wonder if the quality is still good enough. There's even a setting to do it with ultra low latency. It's now just on low. We'll see how that works out. If quality is good, next stream my Velo, what's Velo, is down due to Cloudflare. Yeah, I hope you're doing all right. And I guess there's not much you can do until it gets restored. I still don't know what that is, Valorant. Am I a noob now? Is that a game? Oh yeah, it's a game. Okay. Oh, interesting. Like the chat is... My chat is still lagging behind because in OBS I actually see the message coming in. Okay. Fiber down. Huh? What's that? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Unfortunately, you are now an... I don't know. When will Cloudflare be up? Yeah. We'll keep refreshing, but does anybody know if this is Cloudflare scheduled maintenance or not? I guess it's not. I guess it's not. Not in the middle of the day or morning or wherever you are. No, we don't know why it's down. But actually, I wanted to do some coding. So at this point, my live support might as well go down. Yeah, poor people. I now have yeah, it's the second time it's down for real. Yeah, it's interesting. So I don't know what people's expectations are of this stream now. Maybe I shouldn't have called it the title something with Cloudflare, because I feel like people are might be coming in now and looking for answers for Cloudflare, which I have no idea about. Cloudflare CDNs are fine, at least for our company. Okay, that's interesting. So is it just? It's not just a Cloudflare website, because yeah, great stream title, right? I'm actually luring you just in because I have I have no clue about Cloudflare. Hey, if you're here and interested in programming, we'll do that in just a second. So yeah, we'll see. Apparently there is a 4-hour scheduled maintenance, probably related to some intern deploying directly to production as always. Wow. I was lured here. Marius, I hope you'll stay. You have nothing to do anyway because Cloudflare is down, so you might as well stay, right? We were going to do some programming, but I'm realizing that this might have not been a good idea actually. NPM is not working. Is that for real? Come for Cloudflare, stay for the programming. Yeah, that's what are you programming? Oh, and now we're so on this channel. We've been programming for 2 years now on a web framework in PHP, and that was my idea to do today as well. We were building a small testing framework here, but maybe it wasn't a good idea to name this. How many people are there now? Actually, that's yeah, okay. Hang on. I'm stuck waiting for it to be back. Yeah, okay. I get it. Well, you might as well stay. So, well, you are stuck here with us. I get that feeling now as well. So down detector is down, everything is down. Couldn't deploy. Oh, no npm and no yarn, nothing. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Let me actually no, not this one. Like, can't you even do, like, does bun still work? Probably not, but I don't even know. npm update. Yeah, it's not doing anything. I feel like a caveman. Yeah. This is what happens when Did they mess up in maintenance? I have no clue. Does anyone, like, Heaven, you were saying on Twitch here, you were saying something about scheduled maintenance. Where did you read that? Can you share a link somewhere? You can share it on Discord as well. If just share it in random, or I don't know. If you can't share it on just work in front of your router. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's see, where did you send it? Oh, in general. So scheduled maintenance is currently in process. This is 7 UTC, so that's what, 2 hours ago, I guess, started. We will be performing scheduled maintenance in Chicago data center, but I mean, something else is going on then, because traffic might be rerouted from this location, hence there is a possibility of a slight increase in latency. Yeah, well, it's quite a large increase in latency. Oh, it might be back. It might be back. Okay. Definitely rerouted to Defnal. Slide. Scheduled maintenance, yeah. Okay, but it looks like it's back. Oh, does that mean people are gonna leave now? That's unfortunate. I mean, you can stay. You can stay if you want to. Why did they schedule it this time during lunch break? Valorant is down. Yeah, okay, I know your game is down. You'll stay? Drones Demise? Okay, and Anshul Rawal is going. Okay, thank you for pitching in though. But thanks for staying as well. Maybe it's it will be interesting to you to see me struggle through some code basically. And Damuk is also staying. That's great. If you twerk, I'll stay. No, this is not that kind of stream, so you feel free to leave. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. See you next time, basically, when Cloudflare is down. That's fine. NPM is back. Stay with you forever. Wow. Yeah, no. Enjoy whatever you're gonna be doing. Okay, so I reckon it's back. Cool. Okay, that was like a short outage. I'm happy, because otherwise I would have to entertain people for see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Hey, half of India is down still. Okay. Wow. Maybe it's not solved everywhere. Yeah. Thanks to Cloudflare, I got new subs. Yeah, apparently. I appreciate that. Now let's actually dive into the code, because who knows, people might want to stay or not. Does npm again work? Let's check it out. Yeah, it looks like yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's indexing, so it should be fine, right? It's doing its work. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were doing this. So back to code. So if there are still people here that have no clue what we're working about, then I'll try to explain. We're writing a new testing framework for PHP. If you're like, PHP, that's such a stupid language. No, it's not. It's a really great language. And if you have this perception of PHP that it is a stupid language, then it's probably very outdated. So maybe you do want to stay to get a bit more feeling, a better feeling of what it actually is about. So yeah. Write a script that updates your title according to the latest disaster. Yeah, apparently. I'll keep it like this. Do you know PHP? Do you know how to code C++? A little bit, but I don't really code C++. Why would I do that? Like, I already code PHP. So now Anshul is staying apparently without me twerking in front of the camera. So I don't know about that, but that it says something, right? I made a script to ChatGPT to make mouse moving to be always online on Teams. My maximum code knowledge. Okay, well, you might not find the stream very interesting then, we'll see. We need to dive into something here. How do I explain this to people who don't, like, have no context whatsoever? No clue. We've been writing a framework on this channel for 2 years now. One of the latest components I'm working on is a testing framework. Just for fun, that's what I always say, but then somehow people keep using it and they really enjoy it, and then it becomes a real thing, basically. Fair enough, PHP is kind of interesting. However, in my opinion, when it comes to making programs that are functional or anything to go online, my number one choice is C++. Interesting. C++ for web, you mean? That's a brave decision. I once know one person who wrote a web shop in C++, and he asked me to help. And he knew I was a PHP developer, but I was like, no, there's no way I'm doing this. Yeah. Oh, you're drawing on AutoCAD. That's nice. I made the great decision renaming this stream. I'm a Laravel PHP programmer, and PHP Storm is the best. I was already subbed. Okay, that's great, Damuk. Actually, did you attend the live stream previously? So. Is Cloudflare down? I just failed my technical interview because of it. Are you for real? That would suck. I mean, wow. So, circling back to the code, if I not like keep getting distracted by all of this. Let's see. Yesterday we did some changes here, and they worked, except that they also broke some of the tests, which is good. We'll figure it out. Let's actually first do the console tester thing. Console tester, because this is actually our test that assert fail. So let's see, assert. Was it assert error? Something like that. So now this test is green. Okay, that's good. That's because, yeah, okay, assert fail, basically. That's fine. Our goal is to rework this class to be compatible with the new testing framework. So. Is there any good material for PHP, like learning material? Watch this stream. You'll see me struggle through a lot of things, but it's often fun. I got a question. Why use Mac for coding? Sometimes Mac has issues with programs like PHP. Last time I tried to run my program, it just showed a blank screen. I don't know why. I've been using Linux and Windows for coding, to be honest. That's really interesting. I get completely the opposite vibe. So Linux definitely works, but needs a lot of setup work. I used to run Ubuntu for years, do all my coding work there. And then I started working my first real job, and they gave me a Mac, basically. Never heard of Apple before, never used it. And it was just, it all just worked, you know, so little setup. I didn't have to spend days on end configuring everything. And you know, I just figured, okay, I have only so many waking hours a day. I'm not going to spend them on tweaking my Linux anymore. I'm just going to get work done, basically, which is why I switched to Mac. Let's not talk about Windows. I know so many people still use it, but like it's unusable to me, but to many other people as well. So yeah. Hey, Bapawe, are you here? That's good. I'm also using Fedora for coding and Windows for Valorant. Apparently, you're playing Valorant. I know, I've heard. So funny thing, the React OCV is definitely active now that there are proof of concepts in public. We also got compromised. Really, you did, Haven. Wow. Someone just sent us an XMR miner and ran it through a front end. Noticed it via syslog notification immediately. Yeah, wow. That's crazy, right? Like, it feels like, I don't know, the internet might be slowly falling apart with all the things that are happening. At the same time, I remember, I think it was 10 years ago, was it Heartbleed? Like that very big thing that caused everything to crash? Basically, HTTPS to be totally insecure. I don't really remember, but eventually we recovered from that as well. So there's this really interesting podcast, by the way. Let me, maybe you heard of it, Darknet Diaries, where these are these are true stories. The host, he interviews hackers basically, or people that were compromised, and there are some, not every episode is great, but like the early ones especially, like it's crazy how how like our whole digital world basically is like strung together with scotch tape, and yeah, really interesting stuff here, and it really opens your eyes to how unstable and insecure everything is. So let's just be ready for everything to fall apart. So yeah, solar flare, not yet, I reckon. But actually, this is a real thing, right? How many is it? Once every century or something like that, on average, that like a huge solar flare messes up electricity. Well, it has the potential to mess up electricity nets, but it hasn't happened yet because we haven't had a massive solar flare large enough to mess up our network, because it's still pretty young, like a couple of decades old. And I think we're now on 120 years or something like that without like a massive problem there. So who knows what's gonna happen. Are you working on any projects? Yes, I'm trying to, but chat keeps distracting me. So in my opinion, the most brutal, scariest hack would be a remote access Trojan. I believe there are definitely some examples in that podcast as well. I'm not affiliated with it. It's just that it's a really great podcast. But definitely, if you decide to start doing it, start with I don't know, maybe is this. Yeah. These first ones were just Manfred was great. If memory serves me right, this is from 2018, right? So very. But there was one about. I don't know if I can find it now. I think Elijah was also pretty good. There was one about this worm. I don't remember what it was called. And it was the Carter was also a good one, I think. But it's just it's really once you realize how things work behind the scenes, it's just like it's a wonder we don't run into more problems than we do, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely give it a listen after the live stream. Don't leave. Stay here if you want to. So it's up. Yeah, Cloudflare is up. You know what? Let me change the title of the stream again before people start to get really mad. After Cloudflare was down. No, how should I say this? Something to watch now that Cloudflare is back up. There you go. Solar flares as big as the one in the 1800s something would knock off some satellites immediately. Not necessarily the power grid going down, but probably some minor issues with power. Would take a bit to fix though. Yeah, there's this book I should read about it. I think it's but maybe it's in my language. Code Red, I think it's called. That talks about these potential natural disasters, basically, that would have a huge impact on our technological infrastructure. I should read it, actually. It sounds interesting. Okay, so what we are doing is trying to get our tests to work. So let's see. Failed asserting. So our basically our event tester got destroyed now that we did some refactoring, and I want to tests events. I think we should remove this because well, if you were here yesterday, you know we now clone the container. Anyway, doesn't, yeah, but we do need, let's see, container get event bus class. Does that make sense? I think so. Maybe it doesn't actually. Maybe we need the original one over here. let's see, what was this? Array ASCII, yeah, that's gonna be annoying to debug, I think. Thanks, Gojo. I'm really interested in space things. I'm quite interested in the topic, that's why. But we'll stop distracting you. Good luck with the code. No, definitely keep distracting me if you want to. It's totally fine. I just realized I might have no clue how to how to fix this. Neo, by the way. Ignore the Gojo part. Okay, okay. Neo. I'll try to remember. But since you're new here, I reckon, I forget all the names immediately. So, except for a couple ones. Some people do stick. We had someone called PHP fart time yesterday. And they actually solved my issue. Okay, so it's not getting dispatched, the event, to our event bus tester. Let's see what happens over here. Event name. Yeah, it's not getting here. Okay. Hi. Okay, it's getting there. I think what's happening here is that actually I can verify this, right? Let's go to run tests and no, a test run command is what it's called. Let's actually not clone these. Maybe we don't even have to. Let's do container definitions, container singletons. Does the test now work? No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, and that's because, yeah, it does work now, I think. Let's see. This is just, let's go to our dispatch to parent process middleware. Let's do this. No. But I think it's because the event bus is faked now. Oh, I can test it like this actually. Let's see. Instead of prevent propagation, let's just do it like this. Yeah, and yeah. So hang on. So this is with our how to solve this. Anyone has any idea? Well, if you haven't been following the stream, you probably have no clue what I'm doing, but that's fine. Let's see. So I think the problem is that the rest of our code is using, like the test itself is using the clone of our container, but the actual code that's being tested is still using the original container. I think that's what's going on, and maybe it means that we should just revert back to the original solution actually, without cloning the container. But that had its problems as well, I think. I should probably just fix the issue then. Okay, so let's see here. We trigger an event which gets the event bus. object ID event bus in function. Let's do it like, let's call it F. So in the function call, this is the event bus, and then when we, let's say this events, let's see, is it always the same? It's always the same. Yeah, and so but that's the problem, right? That's the problem. No. No, that shouldn't be a problem then. Because it means that whenever we call the event function, actually, do we have like a failing test now, or, oh, I can just, uh-oh, pressing all the wrong buttons again. No. Okay. That's not what I expected, actually. Array has... We never end up here, right? No, we never do. We register it as a singleton. And then our test says dispatches the event. And in theory, it should... So, hang on. Object ID. Test bus is this one. And then when we call event... Oh, yeah. I actually thought function call... It is the same. No, it's not the same. Look, that's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah, okay. But actually, because our event bus tester actually wraps the original event bus, and when we dispatch it to that original event bus, right? Okay. So what's the, but we never end up here, even though we register it as a singleton, which means, okay, let's do our container thing again. This is actually what I had to do, right? Object ID container in the test version, yes. And then in event, actually we need to go over here. Actually, I'm going to do this. Function call. Doesn't really matter, actually. SPL object ID. Oh, it's calling instance. That might actually be the issue. And it's private. Okay, let's try something else. Let's see if we can hack this in, and if it does, then there are ways around it, but on the framework level. Let's see. We have run test. No, test run command. Let's see. over object ID. We'll take the object ID of the clone and then SPL object ID of the clone instance. And these are different, and that's a problem, I think. But it's a private property. So let me reflect over clone get property instance. Yeah, okay. And can we then just set instance? Let's rename it to property. Set value on clone and then clone like this. Okay, now it's the same. Okay. Now we're getting something. Oof. I know what's happening here. I think, was it in functions? Yeah, function in the event functions, right? Huh, no. Just hang on, compose verb. Okay, it's good now. Yes, okay, that's good. That's really good. Chris over here, why do you like PHP? Wow, that's such a great question, Chris. Thanks for asking. So it's not the most sexy language. It's not the most performant language. It's not the most, I don't know, feature complete language. The same could be said for JavaScript as well. And JavaScript is also really popular. But the thing I really like about PHP is that despite all its shortcomings, there is such a rich community that has grown over the years. You can do so many, when it comes to web development, of course, but you can do so many things in PHP just that are there. You cannot believe like what's already available and what's all, like the amount of problems that have been solved for you. PHP just makes you so productive, basically, when it comes to web development, right? And okay, I'm now writing a testing framework in PHP. It's not really web development, but it's just such a rich ecosystem, basically. I've come to appreciate the language as well. It has evolved tremendously over the years. Just as an example here, but this used to be PHP. Let me zoom in a little bit. This used to be PHP in 5.6, so 10, a little more than 10 years ago, right? This is what you'd have to write. And then I'll just keep scrolling, and small things change over the years. And you'll see how slowly but surely the code sample gets shorter and shorter. And we were able to do more and more in PHP, like things that just, you know, get the same functionality, but just cleaner syntax. And now we've come to, so all of this, all that functionality from this blob of code, let me actually copy that in over here. So all of that is now achieved with this. Oh, let's make it final, why not? But like this is the kind of PHP we used to write 10 years ago. And now we write this. It's only one example. There are so many more changes, but the language itself has evolved significantly. And there are still so many more features that need to be added. And PHP is lacking in so many areas. But still, it is a great language. And yeah, there's probably also the fact that I'm super comfortable with it, and it's within my comfort zone to be able to use a programming language that I feel is, you know, I don't really have to think about anymore. That's also a factor. I'm not going to deny that. But yeah, the ecosystem and the fact that the language evolved so much over the past more than a decade now is really cool to see. We now have since a couple of years, we have the PHP Foundation as well, which is quite unique amongst all programming languages. Actually, there are other programming languages with a foundation, but the PHP Foundation actually employs 10, let's see, where's the list? Who we are. They employ, let's see, all these core developers. It's 11 now. And these are people that get paid to work full-time or part-time on PHP's core, just the language itself. And that's been a really good progression, you know. We started, well, actually, maybe I can say a little bit we, because I work at JetBrains. JetBrains was one of the companies that actually kickstarted the foundation here. It was started, I think, now 3 or 4 years ago, and it's been doing great work. There are still so many side notes to make, and I'm definitely someone who shares a lot of critique on the language as well. But yeah, it's definitely in a really good place now. So thanks for asking that. Let's see. I understand the community is crazy. I think the flexibility in PHP, like JS, is what makes it worse than other languages, but I think it's more a developer issue than a language issue. For me, for example, I like Kotlin and Rust for that heavy type system. Yeah, for sure, but it all depends on the developers. Like, people write crappy code with PHP. There is a huge user base, I'm not going to name them, that write very crappy code with PHP, but the same could be said for any language. Just to give you one example, I mean, Cloudflare that was down 2 weeks ago, that was a Rust issue, right? So, and not because it's Rust, but because they were doing some weird stuff with Rust at runtime, and what was it called, unwrapping that exception, and you know, it's so actually it's not a Rust issue, it's a human issue, and people can do great things with any language, and they can do really bad things with any language as well. So yeah, it's a matter what you do with it. The good thing and the bad thing about PHP on top of that is that it has a very low level entry level, so a lot of noobs come in, and that happens, you know. You get a lot of crappy code written in PHP, maybe more than in Rust, probably more than in Rust, but at the same time you get a lot of like very talented people working on projects as well, which is really cool to see. Just as one example, I started this doing these live streams 2 years ago on this channel, and it was just a purely educational project, right? We were going to build a new framework for PHP, not because we needed a new framework, web framework that is for PHP, but just because it was a nice exercise, coding exercise, to do on stream and to have people involved with. And so many talented people got involved, and I put it on GitHub, and people started sending pull requests, and they started actually helping to build this thing that was just an educational side project, and now it's grown into something for real. It's still pretty small, but it is something that's actually being used by people, which is really cool. So, you know, yeah, I think there is a lot to say about PHP, as Damuk will acknowledge here. For a language to grow, you need developers to actually use it, and yes, that means there are bad devs using it too. Yeah, Joris is kind of right, although I would say PHP at this point isn't really growing, and not in the same sense that something like TypeScript is growing or Rust is growing. PHP seems to be pretty stable. I wish that was changing, or maybe it will in the coming years, who knows. It's a really interesting language, and you can do really great stuff with it. Pretty performant as well, by the way, if we're talking about web applications. PHP is kind of the OG when it comes to server-side rendering and all the things that JavaScript is doing. Oh, there's that thingy. I'm not, yeah. Where's my mod? Enzo, are you here? Probably not. So yeah, that's PHP. I really like PHP. My favorite thing about PHP is that it's not Rust. Great. So, yeah, sorry for going on a tangent there, but that's so this is interesting. I just noticed like we had 86 tests and now 68. Something's wrong there. They do work now, so that's good, but let's actually see. Yeah, no. I know what's wrong. Our events aren't getting as soon as it hits this test. Okay, let's revert this. It's kind of crappy. So will it now work? Oh, actually, let's import. Yeah, okay. Okay. We'll keep this for now. I have to think about how to properly solve this, but I actually didn't want. Again, we're shaving a yak, but that's fine. Let's see, dependency. So okay, this is a container test. Yeah, this is probably going to need some more. I was doing some weird stuff here. So let's think about this. We have so we set our container over here. We run. Let's actually let's do it like this. Oh. Yeah, I need to. Okay, I'll delete the comment. Hang on. I know because I can't see it anymore. Oh, I can. See, but how do I delete it? Turn on shield mode. Am I not a mod myself? Yeah. I'm a total Twitch noob. I don't know how to remove it. Yeah. Oh, show mod icons. Boom. Warn, timeout, ban. There we are. Thank you. So, Xhaven, do you want to be a mod as well? You can if you want to. Then I don't have to do all of this myself. Now, don't you destroy that trust, right? There you go. Okay, so we inject the dependency here. Let's clean this up as well before we do anything else. Okay. So I need to know, let's see, the thingy, let's say container over here. Again, we're going to debug new is SPL object ID container. Okay, so that's that. And it should be, when we do run n3, it should be the same as this one, original one. SPL object ID, this container. And it's not, and that's the problem. And that's because our run test over here is probably, well, it is a singleton, but since we cloned a container, it's a no. Yeah. Ah. So where is this happening? I actually think it's because this one isn't the same as this one. Indeed. And that's because they were resolved at different times. Let's actually see. No, yeah, we don't make test run command. We just instantiated here. That's the problem. Okay, so if but I cannot do that. If just clean hack, like unclean hacky code, but if container instance of generic, well, I can do container actually. This container, this container singleton self class is this, and now it's the same, and the test succeeds. Yeah, I think I might actually have to keep this one, or I can do it. I can do it over here. Maybe. I don't know what the cleanest is. Yeah, I can do it like this. Maybe that's better actually. And then we'll say run test. Yeah, maybe I should do it like this. Is Cloudflare down again? No, it's back up. Yeah, it's all fine. We're good. I think maybe, at least for me, I'm good. Okay, so this means that all our tests are green again. They're all okay. I'm going to commit this. And there are some obvious problems here, which I'm going to ignore for now. And so that means that finally, we can do what I wanted to do. Yeah. And that is, I don't remember what I want to do. Console tester, right? This one over here. Yeah, like so. Assert success. Actually, let's see, what do we have here? About assert success. And then over here we have, oh, actually about might not work. Okay. Is there any other? That's a bug, but I'm not gonna fix that one. That would actually be, Oh, maybe I can just do help. Oh, why not? Why not? Let's do it like this. Oh, that's assert success error. Okay. Call unknown. Okay. Assert success. Failed asserting that exit code is exit code. Okay. Okay, we need to improve this message actually. And what we're going to do, let's see, if value instance of backed enum over here, then we'll say return sprint f like this. Which it doesn't do because it has to be yeah, failed asserting that 1 equals, well actually let's just do unit enum and then we'll say name. That's more clear. That okay, yeah, I like this more. Cloudflare is down again, people say. Cloudflare status page. Yep. Nice. Okay, so anyone here? I should probably change the title of the stream again. Anyone here killing time, waiting for Cloudflare to work again? Or you're just here watching me struggle with code? That's a possibility as well. So, why is it error? Assert exit code. The thing is, we need error messages basically. So we need the ability to override these messages. What is a good way of doing that? I mean, we can pass it in, of course, here, string message, and then mixed data. That's kind of sucky. Don't you think? Doing that for all assertion methods, which there are quite a lot. I think that's how PHP unit does it actually. Or maybe without the data actually. Because if we do it like this, then we can say, for example, then we could pass in extra data, right? Yeah, we could say stuff like the error message probably, because output as unformatted string. Unformatted string. Yeah. Okay. Kind of need to think about that a little bit. I just wish there was a way to do this without having to manually add a message string here. We do have this. But that kind of sucks. And maybe it's okay. But is this like really the best thing? Let's actually take a look at how Pest does it. Pest PHP. Yeah, documentation. Expectations. To be. Message. Maybe Pest doesn't support this. Any message. Yeah, you will also provide it throws function. Oh yeah, okay, so Okay, so Pest does is basically the same. Then I might as well refactor all of this as well, right? Something like this, mixed date message data, and then if a message is set. Oh, no. This is wrong. Over here. If, well, we can just do it like this. Reason equals test was marked as failed. And then we'll say reason message data. Let's rename this to reason data. I don't know. Reason data. Reason data. But then we have to like reason. Then we have to do this fail. We have to do this for everything, right? So reason or this, and then we'll say this subject, this expected, and then also merge reason data in there. Go to our tester test for a second. I guess this will be a job for AI. Let's see if it works. Update tester to always include an optional reason and reason data parameter. To always include optional reason and reason parameters. Follow the example in to figure out other methods should be adjusted. Instead of manually throwing the test failed exception, you should now always use this fail method. Let's see, I'm gonna first commit all of this. Keep working until running t-test in CLI is green. Let's see if that works. Meanwhile, seems to be still an issue there. Ooh, wrong button. I'm curious if it will work or not, because I don't want to do this by hand. Takes a while. Hi, Dracula. Let's take a look at here for a second. So, hello, TLMSJR. How are you? Are you enjoying the wait for AI to do my job? I don't know what's more exciting. So Dracula, how is it going with the adoption of your framework? Good. I'm happy with it. There are by now, I think, let's see, was there anywhere more than 600 people on the Discord server, which I think is nice. And then we have, it's all small still, of course, but I mean, you can see an uptick in usage. So pretty recent, actually. October. Yeah. So we'll see. As I mentioned at the start of the stream, I never intended for it to become something. So we'll see how it actually grows or not. But for now, I'm really happy with it. Lots of contributions as well on GitHub, which is the thing that just keeps it going, right? Let's see. There, like the last 3 months, something like that. We had again lots of people pitching in, small stuff, of course, for the most part, but yeah, it's really nice. Greetings from France. Bonjour, WG698. Something like that. Are you working on JetBrains now? Am I working at JetBrains, or am I working on a JetBrains with the JetBrains IDE? Because both is yes, basically. Oh, actually, let me change that to over here. Oh no, did it? Oh yeah, okay. No, it did make a lot of changes, which I think look good. I don't think it's gonna succeed in doing this. Okay. It worked. It worked. So that's nice. Are you using Cloud Opus or Sonnet? This is still this is using Sonnet 4.5, I think. We have Cloud that comes built in with our AI tools. So you, oh, sorry. But I kind of switch. I also use Junie. Did that for 2 days ago on stream. Actually, my impression at first was that Cloud was faster, but now I get a feeling that Junie was actually a bit faster 2 days ago. I'm not sure. But okay, it actually did make a lot of changes. Can we maybe now ask Junie to write the tests for this? Should we, or should we ask Cloud? Maybe Cloud will keep context. So let me write a prompt first to write tests. Tester test. Write tests for these newly added features, newly added failure strings. Always I'm actually going to write one example myself. So is fail message, failure message. Then we'll say test. Let's see. 1 is 2. So this fails, of course, right? And then we'll pass it the message, reason it failed. Actually, let's do it like this. Failed, right? And it should say it, 1. Because yeah, actually that's, maybe I shouldn't have merged those two together. Oh, that was the right one. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe it should have been reason data, then we'll say, does this work? Otherwise, no, that doesn't work. We could do it like this. Subject expected. I think this would work. Now it works, yeah. Now everything else fails. How can I find your color scheme for light theme with JetBrains? You can just find it on the plugin market. JetBrains. I just uploaded it a couple weeks ago. I think it's called Tempest color scheme. Here it is. So you can. Oh, You can just install it as a plugin, basically. Go to Tempest color scheme over here. This is maybe Cloudflare acting up. So, what better to do when we commit changes on local branch, and then I need to revert all last 3 commits or 1 commit doing this AI thing with many files. Actually, you have local history as well for your AI changes. So I pressed the keep all button here, but if you pressed discard after reviewing the changes, you could have reverted all of those. I've heard of Tempest, but I'm not too familiar with it. Can you summarize? Oh boy. Where should I start? It's a framework for a web framework for PHP, and it's I started writing it as a thought experiment because hang on, I'm gonna move myself back here. Because all popular frameworks in PHP were written 10 years ago, so they still have a lot of legacy. And I just wanted to do a thought experiment of, let's say we start from scratch again. What would we make today? And then I started streaming this process because that was interesting to, you know, get people in the live chat involved. And then we came up with something that's a bit different than frameworks like Laravel or Symfony. I really like it. I'm using it a lot. I didn't intend for it to become a real thing, but it just kind of happened. So yeah, it's really cool. Some of the highlights here is that code discovery is like a super interesting feature, and other frameworks have this as well. But Tempest really embraces it to the max. Like at its core, Tempest is about discovery, which means that you just place files anywhere you want. You structure your code any way you want, and Tempest will read your whole code base and will determine what it should do with it, whether things should be registered in the container, whether things should be configured for you. And its goal is to just have like zero config. There is the option to do configuration if you need to, but like just have write code and the framework to be smart enough to understand what you mean. You might think that's super inefficient and not performant. No, we actually cache like the whole discovery phase. It is really performant. We've done a lot of benchmarks on that as well. So is it designed for MVC or more multi-purpose than that? Well, it's a really good question. Because of discovery, Tempest is basically tells you do whatever you want, right? There is an HTTP router that assumes controllers, and there is a view layer that there is a model layer, so you can do MVC with it if you want to, which is the most common approach. But if you want to do something else, you basically have a clean slate, an empty page, and you do whatever you want, which is kind of different than especially frameworks like Laravel that really tell you to do things a certain way, which also, like, it's really good that Laravel does this, but I just wanted to take another approach, right? So there's that templating engine here for PHP that was inspired more by front-end languages rather than PHP templating engines. Our ORM just works with as little like coupling as possible. Is it so? Yeah. Console applications. We wrote a console CLI from scratch, which was really interesting. And you know, there's basically one console package out there, Symfony console, and that's it. And it has a monopoly in PHP. And so we were like, okay, but what if we did it from scratch? You know, what if we just took a different approach? And we did, and it's really cool. What else is there? Built-in static pages, which is super nice, because you know, for my blog, for example, it was a bit slow now. Hang on, yeah. why would you boot the framework for things that are just HTML, you know, render once, and then why would you do that all over again? So we made it super convenient to generate static pages. Basically, the only thing you need to do is, let's see, static pages. You have your controllers, your normal controllers, you just add static page attribute and boom, you're done. In case you need data, you have data providers as well, where you can, you know, if you have dynamic routing, you just loop over the data. In this case, let's see, we have category and slugs. So you basically gather the data, just add it to your static page. And basically that's all you need. And you just run the static page generate command. And you get all of this HTML generated for you out of the box. And it's super performant because then you're just serving HTML without booting PHP at all if you configure your server correctly. But usually this works with Nginx and Apache out of the box, Caddy as well, I think. So there's that. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, initializers is a pretty interesting way to, we don't have like service providers the way you have with Laravel or Symfony, like entry points. Because of discovery, everything is discovered, right? So you can have more smaller pieces of code focused on one specific thing, also for when you want to configure a package or hook into the framework internal, stuff like that. So that's really cool. Yeah. What else do we have? I mean, there is a lot already. Routing, views database, console, I mentioned. Testing, that's what we're working on right now. We have a bunch of primitive utilities as well to work with strings, with arrays. Yeah, just to make it more convenient to treat primitives as objects. What I want to be in PHP, but we don't have that. A mapper component, which is really powerful, which is used all throughout the framework. The idea of the mapper component is just you start from this, go to there, figure out how to do it. That's basically it. And it goes from like database queries to hydrated ORM objects. It goes from because our ORM is very decoupled, you can just map anything to models, right? JSON files, API endpoints, and in theory, all of that just works. There are probably numerous edge cases that we haven't done yet. Asset stuff, we come with Vite and Tailwind built in if you want to, optional. Validation, authentication. Oh yeah, we just did this really cool feature actually, where you for a new, you know how authentication is just so boring and to set up over and over again. But I also didn't want to build something where authentication is handled on your side. You know, there's just so many edge cases and there's so many things you have to take into account, like user registration, password reset flow, two-factor authentication, you know, all these things. So what we decided with Tempest is we'll just have OAuth integration that's really convenient, and you just set it up with a single command and you can log in with whatever providers you want. You'll still, of course, have to like create credentials for each provider, but we try to automate that or guide you through that as easily as possible, so that, you know, with a clean project, you just say install. I think, was this deployed already? No, I don't think. Install OAuth. Basically, you say I want to authenticate with Google, with Discord, with GitHub, for example, and that's it. Okay, you'll get a summary of where you need to put your credentials. And this is what happens when you ask Brent to summarize Tempest. Yes. I'm almost there. But this is a feature I'm super excited about, because I like, for these small projects, I don't want to deal with authentication like on my side. I just want to be able to log in, you know, and maybe mark a couple of users as admin users, and basically that's it. And like all that boring stuff, let it be handled by third-party OAuth providers. And so that's just super convenient, but there is also a way to do authentication yourself. There are some things we provide to build your own, but yeah, there's file storage that integrates with cloud providers as well. Caching, of course, for which we just wrap Symfony's cache, because Symfony cache, which is PSR caching, is just, it's all there. There's no need to re-implement it, because it's just like it would be exactly the same. So caching comes with everything that Symfony supports, all providers, from file caching to Redis to I don't know what. You can just hook those in. Mail is pretty cool as well, actually. Kind of rethought how we do emails, how we model emails, and there are some more features that I want to work on there, but work in progress. Kind of different from, a little bit different from Symfony and Laravel. Events where we have like a lot of features planned still to be able to hook into external event buses, message buses in general, where we just, where you dispatch stuff and it goes to Kafka or whatever you want, and truly do the microservice approach if you want to. Logging needs a lot of improvement still. We have a command bus as well, kind of like related to messaging. Localization, scheduling, also pretty cool. You want to schedule a command, you just add this, okay, and you're done. Well, you have to configure your server to run it in production as well, but just say run this command or run this method basically every hour, every day, every whatever you want. Static pages, I mentioned. Exception handling. What do we do with exception handling? Yeah, this is just a small page. Date and time, let's not talk about date and time. That's we have a wrapper for PHP's datetime, but I'm not entirely happy with it. But yeah, work in progress. We wrap Symfony's process thingy to be able to do like multi-threaded stuff, like for example the testing. OAuth is just a separate page. It should maybe go to authentication. Yeah, is the installation thingy. Okay, I'm not gonna read through it, but like we have these are built in GitHub, Google, Facebook, Discord, Instagram, LinkedIn, Microsoft, Slack, and Apple, and then you can add anything you want as well. Almost done. Oh yeah, we have a code highlighter, which is just a separate thingy. You can use it standalone, and it's used to highlight all the code on this page. Like it generates these kinds of things, which is really nice. And then console is also like a separate package that you can use as a standalone thing to build console applications with Tempest. Okay, so that's a very high level overview. I like how you always say we instead of I. It just shows you that you appreciate the people. Oh, sorry, I appreciate you saying that, man. That's yeah, that's just if there's one thing that what I'm most proud of all of this, like I mentioned, I didn't intend for any of this to become whatever it is now, but what I'm so proud of is that there are so many people, let's see, just working together, and there are so many talented folks here. Okay, I say so many. I know frameworks like Laravel have tons more contributors, and many people here are single contributors, but still almost 100 people over time pitching in, sharing some of their time to either fix a bug or actually invest quite a lot of their time and talent into making Tempest better. And that to me is just, it's the thing I'm most proud of in this whole project. So yeah. One of the things that's not yet in the docs, we also have auto upgrade. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, thank you. We're not done yet. So all frameworks in PHP, they need to be backwards compatible. Once you are somewhat popular, you need to take backwards compatibility into account, because you cannot just change everything and break your users' production code base every year, right? But the thing is, this often holds frameworks back, because you need to support PHP version 8 or 8.1 like from 4 or 3 years ago. And PHP changes a lot, and you cannot use the newer features as long as you want to support older versions, so you're always lacking behind. And with Tempest, I really wanted to take a different approach. And what I do there is we make breaking changes, not super regular. We now went to version 2 a couple of months ago. We're preparing for version 3 now, but we ship with automated upgrades. Basically, if you're familiar with Laravel, Laravel Shift is a paid service for Laravel projects where you just have automations upgrade your Laravel project whenever there's a new breaking version. We decided, let's just do this on the framework level itself, and just you want to update from one major version to another, okay, just run this one command and it will take care of, in theory, all the breaking changes. It doesn't always work, and we've got to be honest there are some things that can't be automated or are too complex to automate. We're using Rector underneath, which sometimes it cannot do the things we want, because, for example, Rector only works on PHP files, because it's like parsing these PHP files into an AST and then making changes on that AST and then recompiling it to PHP. Our Vue templating engine isn't PHP, right? So we cannot do automated upgrades there, except for if we go regex replace, which is very limited. Believe me, I've written a code highlighter in regex. Regex is pretty limited when you want to do these kinds of things. And so we cannot automate 100% of things yet, because eventually I think we need to write our own upgrader to be able to just have full control and do whatever we want. But it's one of these things that I feel like it should just be included. I don't want breaking changes to hold back the framework. I don't want people to be held back by, oh yeah, I don't feel like doing the upgrade now because it's gonna take me 3 days. I just want it to be one command. This is code we were able to send. I always say this, but we were able to send people to the moon with less computing power than my iPhone. I'm sure we can tackle the problem of changing some files automatically to fix the breaking changes, whatever code might break in the future. So that's a really important part of Tempest as well. And I'm proud that we were able to do that for version 1 to version 2. Version 3 is coming up. We'll have to find ways. There will actually be one thing that I don't think we'll be able to automate, because there are just too many edge cases that I think it will be too difficult, but maybe someone wants to help me with that. It would be awesome. But as you can see and hear, I'm so excited about it, but I'm mostly proud of what we've been able to achieve up until this point. I have no clue where it's going, honestly. I know people are using it in production. I'm using it in production, small projects, right? But slowly but surely the community is growing, and I can only be super proud of that. So yeah, if there's one thing I feel like I've been able to achieve in my professional career, it's definitely Tempest. So yeah, okay, sorry. Okay, thank you for attending my TED talk. We were fixing some tests here, weren't we? And actually, I'm going to. I'll have to do this again. I'm just gonna roll it back, and we're gonna have to do this again, because we needed to take other things into account. We had to do it a different way. We had to do it. So hang on, Tempest test. So does this work? Reason data, or this should work, shouldn't it? Even though it's not really an error. So let's write a test here. Is reason message, and let's say, okay, so we'll test 1 is 2, 1 is 1. This kind of fail as well, with a custom message, it and then failed just to make sure that our... Okay, so let's run this reason is reason. Okay, and so the... oh, because I have to do this, of course. Okay, so this is perfect. So I have to rewrite my prompt, basically. I want to try Junie now. I should have done this while I was going on my rant. Well, not a rant, my Tempest poetry, I don't know. Update tester to always include optional reason and reason data parameters. Follow the example in public function is blah, 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 to figure out how other methods should be adjusted. Instead of manually throwing a test, keep working until... I'm gonna remove that because it didn't work. Then also implement a test for each of these changes in tester test. I can just say tester test. Follow the example in go. Let's hope it doesn't wipe my drive, by the way. That happened to someone with using Gemini, not Gemini, with anti-gravity a couple of days ago. That was funny. So okay, we'll see how this goes. This is now Junie. This is our own AI agent, which underneath is using ChatGPT, if I'm not mistaken. And it tends to be a bit slower, but often a little bit more accurate compared to Claude. But we'll see, because Claude did it perfectly, actually. Oh, let me again move myself to over here. So yeah, I should have done this before going on my on my tangent about Tempest. But yeah, it's been such a great project, folks. It's super fun as well to be able to start from a clean slate, honestly. And I know that like you cannot keep doing that, obviously, because you cannot avoid legacy altogether. That is reality, but uh-oh. So Junie basically messed up everything. Stop. Roll back, please. It completely deleted my... hang on. I'm gonna go with Claude again for now. Oh, come on. And I was writing also write a test. Actually, let me commit this. No, that was very unfortunate. What's the difference here? Yeah, it's just this, right? Okay, commit. Also write a test following the example in that. Let's add current file and then... oh yeah, right. Tests for each method. Follow the example in okay. Let's see. So how is Cloudflare doing? It looks okay again. good, good. The internet was saved to live yet another day. Perfect. Yeah, Tempest. And you know the nice thing about Tempest, but this is I'm biased, of course, but I've been using it in some projects now, and it feels so natural to me. That's of course because I'm used to it, but it's yeah, it's just I love it. I love it. Okay, what were we doing? Oh yeah, we were waiting on okay. Okay. It hasn't made changes to the tester itself yet, right? Oh, here it is, tester. Nope. Is it still working? Skip for now. And keep implementing, please. No, don't run the tests. Was it now actually updated? No. It didn't update the tester itself. You didn't update the tester class. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I forgot, let me do that right now. You're right, I need to actually check and see. Yeah, okay, and these things will fail as well, but they are actually I did, because it's gonna be this, but it will be fine. That will be an easy fix. By the way, this afternoon, a couple of hours from now, I will be live again, but this time on Nuno Maduro, his channel. So come say hi there if you would like that as well. We're going to talk about Laravel, not Tempest, but it's yeah, I think it's gonna be nice as well. So I hope to see you there in a couple of hours, and I hope that we'll be able to fix. It's now actually doing stuff, and it's doing it the wrong way. You see? It's actually doing it the way it wasn't supposed to do it. Discard. Class Tempest tester not found. What? Okay, now I actually need to wrap this test. Fails with the message it. Actually, let's do it like this. It, and then failed. Okay, good. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's our... Maybe my shortcut didn't work. Maybe that's why it... Ah, that's unfortunate. Hang on. Oh, because... Does this work? That's what PHP Storm was telling me. PHP Storm was actually right. Okay. Should we try it one more time? I'm going to do it in 2 steps. I'm just going to do the same prompt as well. New chat, please. Update tester to always include optional reason and reason data parameters. I'm such a vibe coder. Follow the example in blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, first I'm going to commit this. Instead of manually throwing the test failed exception, you should now always use the this fail method. Keep working on. Yeah, okay. Let's try it one more time. We'll see. I also noticed that I have to wrap up the stream in in a second. Okay, this is correct. This is correct. Yeah, it actually looks like it's doing the right thing now. So that's that is nice. You know what? I'm going to leave you hanging there on a cliffhanger, actually, because I need to wrap up for today. Now, here's the thing: I will be back. On Monday. Well, in a couple of hours on Nuno's channel, but with something else. But I have been streaming every day for this week. Next week I'll do the same. It's the end of the year, so you know I'm just I'm keeping at it. But it's really fun, and I'm happy that you were able to join. If you want to be notified for Monday's stream, you can do that by subscribing, and I hope to see you Monday then. Okay. Meanwhile, Claude is doing, I can see it, like great stuff here, but that will have to wait for Monday, basically, when we dive back into this and hopefully get everything working. Okay. So folks, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.